Hello! Did my camera just blur? Hi everyone, my name is Erin and today I'm going to be doing my April wrap up. I really did not have the energy to do this video because of work, but I did it anyways because people like wrap ups and I know that like some people may be disappointed if I don't do it, so I'm doing it just for you. Aww. I read 13, 12, 11. I read somewhere between 11 and 13 books this month. We'll see when I get there. But I do know I am at 38 books completed in my Goodreads reading challenge, and that's exciting. So yippee yay. The month of April has been the month of deliverance. I literally loved almost every single book I read this month, and Game of Thrones was back, and then I watched Avengers Endgame on Thursday, and that was fire. Queen Holly has just told us that we're going to be getting the third books in the all for the game series, but no. I just can't stop thinking about my OTP, I guess. But no, in the Folk of Air series, which is amazing, was not the news I was expecting, but it was the news that I'm not sure I deserved that, but someone did. So either way, we're happy. April was just a really spectacular month, and I just hope that you had spectacular April too. And this is sounding really like a closing to the video. But that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and start my freaking wrap up now. The first book I read in April was actually Shadow Me by Takeru Mafi. This book was technically a novella, and the thing about novellas is that I have a really hard time like getting my thoughts together about them because I know that I should not leave a novella feeling like super delivered, but like the main purpose of novellas is just to give you like extra content, extra information, and in this case just like bridge our fourth book Restore Me all the way to Defy Me. That being said, I still did not like have a fun time reading it. I've always devoured the Shadow Me books, and yet this 80-page novella took me 5 days to read. I just gave that 3 out of 5 stars. It's really, you know, wrong with it, but I guess I'm just a jerk. The next book I read this month was actually another Takeru book, and that is Defy Me. Oh, Defy Me. 3 out of 5 stars. The lowest I have ever rated a Shadow Me book. A hot mess. I just felt like this book was Takeru going on Tumblr and she saw someone say that they wanted this to happen between Mornette at this time, at this place, and just let it happen. And Takeru said, I can totally do that for you. And she thought she was gonna like serve us some hot content, and yet when we got it, it was kind of like Instagram versus reality. That's what this book felt like to me. There were so many scenes that had potential. This book had a bunch of potential, yet the execution was off. This book is the 5th and most recent book in the Shadow Me series, if you guys did not know. Shadow Me is about a girl named Juliet who was kept in like a, I was gonna say detention center, but it's like an asylum, I think. In this asylum for like 200 days and up. One day she is released, and the military, or the government to be more specific, want to use her as like this major weapon, and it's just about her journey from there on out. All the major plot points in this book fell flat. The character arcs, their arcs were just really like abrupt and it didn't really feel like real. It was just not at all realistic, and it just rubbed me the wrong way, and it was ugly. It was ugly just describes the book, to be honest. I enjoyed reading it. It was a fun read, but after reflection, the book was just bad. The third book I read this month is a book I had literally no expectations for, yet it still shot off the park for me, and that is The Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. This was probably one of the most exciting releases of April, to be honest. Like literally on Instagram, the authors are like posting fan art 3 months prior to its release, so that's awesome for her, I guess. Though it was like presented as being like really good and like super breathtaking, I still didn't get my like standards or hopes up because it was compared to the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and I am not a fan. I literally hate the characters in that book. I hate the relationships in that book. Not only the canon ones, by the way. I'm just really not a fan of any ship ever created in that book. That's false. I like Tamara and her girlfriend, whose name I can't remember. And also there's Nikolai, and I guess Zoya's pretty okay. There are a couple good characters. I hate the main character in that book. Obviously, when the book is being compared to the Shadow and Bone trilogy like so much, I was kind of skeptical. But I read it, and I tried to keep an open mind, and honestly, it was just a nice experience. The Wicked Saints is about a girl named Nadia Lateva, and she is a cleric, and she has the ability to talk to the gods. She is seen as like the savior for for her war-torn country of Kalyazin against this country of Trinavia, which is full of blood mages, so pretty much they are defying the gods. So the underlying reason for this war is pretty much religion. Because of this religion is obviously like a century-long war, and she is seen as like this last stand for her country of Kalyazin. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. A 5 stars just didn't seem right. I feel like we have all kind of experienced that when it's like, yeah, the book could have a 5 stars, like you could accept that, but you giving it the 5 stars, you just can't do that for some reason. The next book I read this month, I read through my local library, and that is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. When I heard The Red Scrolls of Magic was coming out, I get really excited because I love Malik, I love Magnus and Alec separately too, and so I just had to read it. Though I reread the first 3 books last year, so it's all really fresh in my brain, I really could not recall anything else in the last 3. Like, I knew the main gist of them through this lovely thing called Wikia. Other than that, nothing was really popping up in my mind. So since it takes place in between City of Glass and City of Fallen Angels, I decided to just read City of Fallen Angels. I freaking loved it. It is my favorite one so far. I don't even know why I loved it. Like, I know I loved Simon in this book especially, but there's just so many like unknown factors in my case that made me really enjoy this novel. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, I believe. I do plan on reading the last 2 books in the series, so I can officially say I finished the Royal Instrument series to completion. But before I'm able to do that, first of all, I need to not be checked out in the library. Whoever has that book, turn it back in because I'm ready to read it. But also, I just want to start The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. This book was phenomenal. Rewatching Parks and Rec recently, so I just been seeing everything like John Ralphio because the spirit animal. This book follows Alec and Magnus's vacation in Europe. It's not only them just enjoying time together, but also just them trying to figure out if the relationship is going to work. But it's kind of cut short because Magnus may have or may not have started a cult. Sometimes you just play around too much and you start a cult. This book was exactly what I needed. I did get through The Wicked Saints and City of Fallen Angels kind of slower than usual. I still obviously like those books, but this book was just a roller coaster from beginning to end. I never got like full effect Magnus because I never finished the Royal Instrument series. So just seeing them in like full effect was super nice and cool, and I freaking loved them. Just reading about their love for each other and like what they would go through just to ensure the other person is safe. So if you could not guess, this book was 5 stars, and if I could, I would give it all the stars in the universe. So I actually binge read a trilogy in like 3 days. Really fun time, and that is the Captive Prince trilogy by C.S. Prescott. This series was interesting from the start because I knew it was adult, but not that adult. But I started reading it, and it wasn't really talking about anything I didn't already know about, so I didn't really care. Definitely a change of like maturity, so if you guys don't want to read adult, then don't pick up this book. Also, you can see my progression. In book number 1, did not know how to use tabs. Like, I knew how to use them, but you see like the little white. Book number 2 and 3 is tabbed right. Growth. The first book was 4 out of 5 stars. Second book was 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book was 5 out of 5. The last book was phenomenal. Literally, the politics that I hated in the last book, I loved in this book. Still love the couple 10 times more than any of the last 2 books. Just awesome. I love it when books take me to like hating a character and never imagining I can like them to absolutely adoring them, and that's what happened with like one of the main characters in this book. I hated him in the first book, and yeah, I would die from him in the last, and if that's not growth, then what is? 2 books are rather plays that I finished this month that are pretty much tied in together. Is Oedipus at Colonos and Antigone. Oedipus at Colonos is 2 stars. I freaking hate Oedipus so much. Antigone was 3 stars. I hate the Oedipus cycle. I will always hate the Oedipus cycle, and I love Greek mythology in general. I literally have a whole entire book of Greek myths. One of my favorite standalones is the Song of Achilles. Just Oedipus. Oh, it's like the worst thing I ever read, and I hate it so much. But you know, school. And literally the only reason why Antigone got 3 stars is because Antigone is that chick, I'm not allowed to cuss, is that chick, so I just have to put some respect on her name. Would it have been Oedipus in that same exact story almost? Oh, the 2 stars would just been rolling out. The last book I finished this month I actually listened to, and that is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars because it is a spectacular. I think I really enjoyed this book and got like the weight of the mystery because I took my time. Usually when I read mystery novels, I go through them so fast. I don't really feel like all like the tension and like the anxiety, I guess, and Another word that, the angst. Since I was listening to it, I can't listen to it everywhere. Like, I could read in class and still listen, but I can't listen with my earbuds in. If I do, I'm not like really listening, I'm just hearing. So I kind of didn't have a choice, and I'm happy about that. I just love our main character in this book, Stevie Belle. I related to her so much, and literally every single decision that she made me so happy. She did make questionable decisions, and we both acknowledged, like me and Stevie, like when we were consulting each other during the book, we both acknowledged that maybe that's questionable. But it wasn't even like, that's questionable, you're kind of stupid for doing that. It was like, yeah, it's questionable, but it's means to an end. There would be times where I would want her to do something so bad, and I think, oh my gosh, she's just not gonna do it. Then she did. And I was like, yes, like, you are my girl, and it was just awesome. I'm just not used to like being in sync with a book character, and the fact that we were just understanding each other like that, that's romance. That is all for my April wrap up. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and just can like pop in and check up and see what's going on, please subscribe. I would love you. You would love me. It would be a great relationship that we have there. Tell me about your month in April down below in terms of reading or writing or watching movies and TV shows. I mean, I talked about my movies and TV shows at the beginning, so it'd be nice if I did that for you too. I hope to see you next time. Bye.